In the desert of Nevada lies a base that holds many secrets. Formed in the 1950s and still open to this day lies Area 51. What is held there? Is it just secrets of the military? Or are there otherworldly craft and creatures kept at that base? Or should we just all go and run at it all at once to see what's there? They can't take us all at once. Join us today as we talk about Area 51.
Alright everyone, welcome back to
Unknown,
Unsolved,
unseen,
the Naruto running version.
Triple U.
That's too good.
You were trying really hard not to laugh at my intro.
Oh yeah, that was good. I was really hoping that you were going to include the Naruto running in it though, but I do like the idea that they can't stop us all.
They can't. They simply can't. Look at the numbers we could have.
Yeah, but I guess if there's alien technology there, isn't that?
Maybe.
Okay.
You know, that's what we're trying to figure out here. That's why we're here talking.
That's fair. But any announcements for this episode?
First off, I got one announcement. I'm Frank.
I'm Sage, and we are your hosts. And we are on episode 51, and we're honoring it by doing Area 51.
Yeah.
Because we like puns.
I don't know if this is a pun. It's just...
Fair.
Yeah. But the only announcements I have are check our Instagram for upcoming events like the Flatwoods Monster Convention, Mothman Festival, and the Carbon Dalian Festival, which, you know, we might have something special for that.
I can't believe how close that's coming up.
I know. Time's really flying lately. And we'll try next week have some promotions for some of those other podcasts that are helping promote us too. We just have been having a lot of technical difficulties, and if the audio is sounding good here, then that means we are on the right track, gang.
Hopefully, after, probably the last 4 or 5 episodes sounding like we're underwater. Or I'm underwater, really.
Or, yeah, like we're far away.
Yeah.
Trust me, these mics are very close to us, so we are not far away.
Trying our best.
But today, we're going to the only place suitable for episode 51. The Pacific Northwest. Just kidding. No, we're not doing Bigfoot today. We'll do them eventually. I can't believe we're almost a year in and we haven't done Bigfoot yet, but whatever.
I feel like it's just so extensive.
Yeah, that's like a 2-parter almost. Or like you just do a certain like subset of it and you don't do all of it.
Like how I did the Yeti. Like that.
Yeah, that took a while.
Yeah.
But
long episode.
Today we'll be heading over to Nevada, which I don't think we've been there before.
Well, I've been
there
physically.
I've been there physically as well too. We're going to visit the secretive Area 51.
It's not so secret if we know so much about it to have an
No,
episode.
it's still pretty secretive of what actually goes on there.
I guess.
Yeah.
So tell us what we do know.
First off, Sage, what do you know about Area 51?
Well, I remember the entire craze of the Naruto running, which I have never seen something more funny in my life. I love that people actually thought that was going to work.
I don't know if they... I think
there was definitely people who thought that was going to work.
I mean, if you throw that many people at it, maybe. You know, just like...
Yeah, I'm sure that the guards have freaking machine guns.
Oh, they do.
They would just take us all out.
They are willing to kill people, because they have killed people before.
Yeah. Other than that, I just know that there is the conspiracy theory, or so, or whatever we want to believe it to be, that there is aliens inside of Area 51, and there's like alien spacecraft and all these technology things that aliens are able to give us that like they're trying to replicate, I think.
What do you think an alien not Alien 51, Area 51 would be called?
What do I think it would be called?
Yeah. What do you think his or her, or its name would be? Something cool or something stupid.
Wait, what?
If there's an alien in Area 51, what do you think their name would be?
I don't know.
Well, there is a named one later.
Oh.
Kind of has a cool name.
Only one gets a name, though?
That we can, actually, put a name to that's actually credible-ish.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
not credible, but, whatever.
Those poor other aliens that are there with no names.
Well, some people say there are no aliens. Some people say there are aliens. Some of the conspiracists even say there are no aliens. And,
There's something happening there.
oh, yeah, for sure. There's shit happening there.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell us what's happening there, Frank.
All right. Well, and this is mine I have in my notes. Well, let's go Naruto running right into this one.
Oh, what a fun time. What a fun
Do you remember
time
why
ever.
he said you should Naruto run?
No.
They won't be able to hit you. Their bullets will not hit you whatsoever.
Why?
Because you're going to be going so fast.
Instead, people just look like doofuses.
Yeah. Did you not know about that?
Well, I didn't know why people wanted them to Naruto run.
As with many of our episodes, I know especially a lot with mine, we're going to go into the background first before we get anywhere into the wacky shit.
That makes sense.
But the background is in itself very interesting on this location.
Well, I can only imagine, just with the fact, one, it's called Area 51, two, isn't it? A military base?
Yeah.
So, anything's interesting if it's a military base.
Yeah. So before we get into the crazy theories and whatnot, we need to get into the history of the place. I don't think a lot of people know how or why Area 51 came to be. Are you aware?
Literally no clue.
Well, we're going to start all the way back in 1945.
Okay.
World War II had just ended, and a new type of race had begun. A nuclear arms race. This resulted in one of the largest advancements in technology, whether it be in weaponry, energy, or surveillance. Similar to what we talked about in the moon landings one, about how, technological racing is what led to that.
Yeah.
With both sides advancing, they needed ways to surveil each other. As we discussed in episode 1, there were programs like Project Mogul to use high-altitude sound sensors to track explosions from the USSR. The US needed to find a way to fly over the USSR to spy on them. But first, they needed somewhere to develop a craft in secret, and that's how we end up in Nevada. So the US needed to find a way to fly over the USSR to spy on them because Project Mogul, as we had mentioned earlier and in episode 1 of the podcast, that was for sound sensing for explosions, but we needed visual imagery on Soviet, the Soviet land, okay? I don't even know where I was going with that.
Why did we need visual compared to sound?
Sound, you can tell if they do an explosion, but that's only after they build the bomb. Or after they do something. We wanted to know in development, and more than just whether or not they were making nukes or not. We needed to know in general what they were doing.
Okay, that makes more sense then. Because obviously the sound detection's not going to detect the everyday schmoobins of what the USSR were doing.
Exactly. The CIA developed the base in 1955 under Project Aquatone. They chose a large open desert area, Groom Lake. Groom Lake is a...
Groom Lake?
Yes.
I don't know that I like the name of that lake.
Why? You think the word groomer?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you think that.
I'm is there aliens being groomed here?
Maybe.
It's interesting.
Maybe our boy Sleep Slob or Ligor, I don't know. I'm just making up alien names here. Maybe they're getting groomed there. We don't know it.
Oh, that would make me really upset. If we have access to aliens and we're freaking doing that. Oh
man, poor Glib Glob stuck in Area 51 getting groomed.
I survived grooming at Area 51. Sorry, that was insensitive.
So Groom Lake is located about 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas in Nevada. It is a dried out lake bed.
Okay.
So no actual lake there.
Do we know when it dried out?
No idea. Did not care to look that up.
That's fair. That's a really odd question for me to ask.
The base is officially known as Homey Airport.
Homey?
Yes, Homey. Homey. Oh, Homey.
different things.
Oh, really? I thought you were thinking March.
I'm chilling with my
Chilling with my
homie.
homies or homie.
Oh my god.
Homie Simpson.
Oh my lord. That's fucking hilarious.
That's always such a dumb part for people to listen to. So sorry, guys, to hear my probably awful Marge Simpson impression.
Honestly, it was pretty good.
Me going, homie.
It's really not that bad.
Okay, well,
I knew exactly who you were talking about, not only because the name is Homer, but also like just because that is such a like unique voice for a character.
I'll also be the judge of it when I listen to this after it's edited.
That's fair. I'll judge it while I'm
I'm probably going to cringe when I hear myself go, homie.
Well, you said it 6 times, so
Yeah.
you're gonna cringe all 6 times.
Yeah, true. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So the base is officially known as Homey Airport, but it has also been referred to as Area 51, Groom Lake, Site 2, The Ranch, Paradise Ranch, and Dreamland.
Why so many different names?
So the last 3, well, really the last 2, were aimed at making the place look more desirable.
For who?
And not as desolate for people going to work there.
Oh.
So if you wanted a job, you're going to work at Paradise Ranch or or Dreamland, or the ranch is a shortened version of Paradise Ranch.
You pull up, you're like, oh my god, I'm going to work at Paradise Ranch, and
Middle
it's like the
bumfuck nowhere.
dingy bullshit like building ever.
The nearest town is Rachel, Nevada.
That would make me pissed off.
What do you think the population of Rachel, Nevada is?
3,000.
53.
A total of 53.
Yeah. I'm fairly.
How long does it take to get to Area 51? Do they stay there?
Yeah, so.
Like, is it a station where like you're stationed there for an X?
I was going to bring it up. So what happens with Area 51, at least in the early days? Before I get in that, I just want to verify the Rachel, Nevada census. Actually, the latest census has them as 48 people.
Oh, poor 5 people.
I think it was 53 during the raid of Area 51 stuff.
Oh, 5 people have either moved or died.
Would you not want to leave a town of 53 that's middle of the bumfuck nowhere that's only drive to its economy is the fact that it's by Area 51?
Here's my question. How do they marry? Do they leave Rachel and go find partners elsewhere and bring them back?
I don't know the life cycle.
It's like a
New Yorker, so what, are you a Rachel Vonian or Racheler? No, let's not deal with that second one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, okay, so if you're in New York, you're a New Yorker, right?
Okay.
What are you if you live in Rachel, Nevada?
A Racheler?
That sounds like like
Sounds like what?
like a criminal, like a raper or something.
Racheler?
A Racheler, yeah. But say you're a Racheler. I don't know what the life cycle of a Racheler is what I'm trying to go for.
That's fair.
I don't know the average like gestation before they get to maturity and then how they find a mate.
Neither do I. And honestly, it's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, so the only people that are going to know are those that already live there.
And hey, if you're one of those 48 people from Rachel listening, sorry if we're making fun of you. It's just, you gotta put some jabs in at some small places like this.
City, so like, not like city, but we still live in a city.
Yeah.
It's just not a big
city. We of course don't live in a town. PA only has one town, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Back to where I was going on this. So, the CIA had asked the Atomic Energy Commission to acquire the land and mark the Area 51. I think this is alleged. I don't know. I find conflicting things. But that's what they marked on the map, which is where the name is believed to have come from. Project Aquatone was the U-2 spy plane project. This was created by Lockheed Martin, a company most people are aware of. Are you aware of them?
Lockheed Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the company doing most of the work in the in Area 51.
Okay.
Or Homey Airport. So staff was flown in from California on Mondays and would be flown back into Burbank, California on Fridays. Or Burbank, I think.
Burbank, probably.
You know, the F and the B aren't far from each other.
Burbank?
Yeah.
Oh, there's just lots of fur.
So you'd be flown in and out. Nowadays, you're flown in and out from Harry Reid International Airport, which is in Las Vegas.
So shorter flight.
Yeah, but still, you're flown into the space and flown out.
That seems like such a waste
That's
of
why.
resources.
That's why Rachel, Nevada has no population. They just fly right on over them.
Oh.
You basically live on the base.
Well, I was gonna say like Monday to Friday you live on the base, but I think it's a waste
Even
of.
for like private contractors, like civilians, live on the base because of that.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yep.
You would die if you left the desert. Like if you left the building and you were out.
Now you can go to the like little Alien. That's the name of a hotel there.
Wow.
It has 13 rooms apparently because all 13 were booked out for the raid.
Oh my god.
They were not preparing for that many people.
They were. But okay, so is that on the base?
What?
The alien?
No. That's part of Rachel. Yeah, that's outside.
Rachel. Okay.
And you're a few miles then away from the actual base at that point.
Okay. Do you think the people in Rachel just like know what's going on? But
No, they don't. They don't.
Okay.
So back to sorry, I keep getting a little off track here. The U-2 was put into service in 1956. So this all culminated in the U-2 spy plane being shot down over the USSR in 1960, and the pilot was captured. Originally claimed to be there for weather monitoring, it was determined that the plane was there to spy on the USSR. Pilot Francis Gary Powers was captured alive and sentenced to 10 years of confinement, 3 years in prison, and 7 years in a labor camp. 21 months into his sentence, he was freed in a prisoner swap. But the U-2 spy plane was developed and tested at Area 51. This is a plane that at the time could fly higher than any other commercial airliner out there.
What did it fly at?
I think it was like closer to the current like 35 or 40,000 feet you see nowadays for commercial.
Okay. But so this was in the 50s.
Yes.
So it was like back then flying at 35 to 40,000 feet would be insane.
Yeah, I believe, I forget what the actual one was, but it was 10,000 above what currently we have. And so actually...
What we have today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people were flying, like commercial airliners were flying, and they'd see this fly over them, and they had no idea what the hell it was.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
Is it a flying saucer? No, it's a U-2 spy plane that's highly classified.
I.e., you didn't see it.
Yep. In 1959, Project Oxcart would be established to create the Lockheed A-12, which would be the predecessor to the SR-71 Blackbird. A lot of people know what the SR-71 Blackbird is versus the Lockheed A-12. So the Blackbird would also eventually be tested here too. The result would be an expanding of the facilities at Area 51 to accommodate for the Oxcart project. The A-12 was developed by Lockheed Martin, like the other stuff, and was developed to be high-altitude Mach 3 aircraft for surveillance. It was developed and based out of Area 51. There was even a death from a crash in the Nevada desert of an A-12 from the base.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the A-12 was eventually phased out for the SR-71 Blackbird that would fly at an altitude of 85,000 feet at Mach 3.2.
What year was this?
This was in the early 60s.
Early 60s, it's flying over double what commercial airlines fly now.
Oh, yeah. The SR-71 Blackbird is a feat of engineering. That's insane.
That's the one that, like, looks like a triangle?
No. That's a B-2 stealth bomber is what you're thinking of. That's a triangle.
Oh.
So the SR-71 Blackbird, if you've ever watched the X-Men movie, they fly a Blackbird, basically.
I have watched the X-Men movie, but I guarantee you I don't remember it, like, off the top of my head. Okay, that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I should stage a picture of what the SR-71 Blackbird looked like.
85,000.
Yeah, at Mach 3.2. That's really fast.
I don't know what that means.
Mach 3.2, roughly 2,200 miles per hour.
Holy mother of God.
Yeah, Mach 3.2 is a speed over 3 times the speed of sound, or roughly 2,200 miles per hour, famously associated with the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird.
That is insane, because commercial airlines fly, 500 miles an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
Like between 500 and 600, if I recall from my Snapchat.
So this is...
when they used to have the speed of it, like when I flew a couple years ago, but god damn. It's faster than the speed of... That's like...
Yeah. These things are really fast, and it's at 85,000 feet is a surveillance
How
craft.
much gas does that use?
It uses a lot of fuel. That was actually a huge issue with the A-12 with fuel, and that's why there was a crash that killed the guy, because I think the fuel indicator said there was more when there was not.
I was gonna say, like, that has to use an asinine amount of fuel that, like, you can't fly those things for very long.
Yeah, but you're way above the clouds at that point when you're flying there. It's insane that this is in the 60s. We're talking the SR-71 flight.
God, that's gotta be so
So craft like this, which are highly classified, were being tested and flown out of Area 51.
When were they declassified?
I'll get into that in a little bit.
Okay, sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, don't worry. That's also a very interesting question. In 1964, at Area 51, Lockheed Martin developed the D-21 tag board, a reconnaissance drone, so like a remote-controlled drone that could fly in 1964. I didn't realize we had them that early.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this was bolstered by the capture of Gary Powers from the U-2 incident because they wanted something remote rather than having a pilot and being culpable in it.
So that, like, if it were to crash, no one would die.
Okay. Or get captured.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
It had a lot of issues with it, including, like, they had to launch it off an aircraft, and there's one where, like, it launched, it failed, and it came back and hit the aircraft that it was launched off of. Both pilots ejected. One of them ended up drowning in the ocean because water got into his suit and sank him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. These were not successful, but they had to launch these at, like, altitudes at, like, I think it was, like, 70,000 feet.
That's insane.
So these were high altitude drones too, but they had to be launched from. They eventually started launching them from bombers instead because launching them against.
That's the big ships, right?
Yeah.
Like where they.
Big planes.
A plane?
Bombers.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the really big ship that the planes land on.
Aircraft carrier.
That would make a lot of sense. That'd make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but a bomber is a larger plane that drops heavy load bombs.
That would also make sense.
So they started doing larger craft just to prevent the issues.
Wow.
Lastly, for specific crafts to go over, we have the Have Blue F-117 program. This was to develop the first stealth fighter aircraft. This would become a vital part of U.S. operations until its retirement in 2008. This is more the triangle type design you're thinking. So this is the first stealth aircraft, actually. Like
the one that, like, how did they make it stealth? Is it like mirrored?
So it's, and I've read up on this before in the past. It's been a while. It's how the panels are on the plane and stuff, and how it has like this really sharp, sleek features to it. Because radar basically slides over it. Because radar is a ping back to you. You launch a signal, the signal hits some pings back to you. That's how you know something's there.
Oh.
However, with a stealth aircraft, it does not ping back. It goes over it.
Oh. Okay.
So
it's not stealth in a way to not be seen from the ground.
Yeah.
It's stealth from radar. Yeah, that's what was in my brain.
Yep. Now, you're probably also thinking of let me show you, the B-2 stealth bomber. That's the Northrop Grumman one. Yeah, that's that I believe is still used.
Wow.
But the F-117 Nighthawk was the first stealth aircraft, and that was designed at Area 51. Obviously, you see, if somebody were to see something like this flying, and as I said, actually, no, I didn't put the date. This was, I believe, in the 80s. Or let me just check real quick. I thought I had the date for when it was developed on here. 1981 was when they were first manufactured. You see that craft, you're probably asking a lot of questions.
I mean, I would definitely be asking a lot of questions.
It doesn't look like anything you are familiar with whatsoever.
Could that be mistaken for
UFO? Yo, for sure. Any of these ones I just described could easily.
I mean, it's technically an unidentified flying object if you don't know what the fuck it is.
Because also, before any of these, before the Stealth Fighter went into regular production with other craft, it was being tested here for years, being designed and tested and flying in the same airspace as commercial airliners above them.
How many of these planes are there?
These are just the ones we know about. There's, I believe, some others that are speculated to have been tested there and failed designs that never made it far.
But, how many of each type?
Oh, I don't know. It's different.
I mean, if you're making something that doesn't, ping off radar, Like, I don't have to. That's probably you're only making a couple of them. It doesn't seem
No,
like
they made, I think it was 81 or 61 total of that stealth aircraft.
that is nothing compared to the commercial airliners that are being built. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
they're not all. Once they're in actual production, they aren't all made at Area 51. But
But
they
I'm just
have
in
like
general, how many stealth?
were made there and tested there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like in general, there can't be that many stealth aircraft compared to commercial
Yeah,
airliners. Like just the
but
cost that would have to make for
they probably
labor and
funnel a
budget.
shitload of money into this. Because the thing is, this base was never officially recognized until 2013. Was the
As a
first.
military base.
That's the first time it was ever officially recognized in any documents.
Wow.
That's also the thing. I'm jumping ahead of my notes. That's the first time we learned any of this. Was 2013. Any of these details I'm giving you now, 2013 is the earliest date we could have gotten it, and some of it has come out after. Like the U2 and Oxcart, their details, despite happening in the late 50s, early 60s, only came out in 2013.
It's giving suspicious.
Well, like, we don't want other countries to know how to make this shit. I mean, a stealth craft, that's a significant thing. If you have stealth craft over the US, that's a danger.
Yeah. So what do like I don't know if you would know the answer to this, but do we have a way to detect things that cannot be detected on radar?
Probably do.
It's just not like known. 'Cause we
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
either
other countries to
unknown
know.
or it's just hard to develop.
That or like we just don't want other countries to know we do have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like how when the Titan submersible imploded, the Coast Guard knew it happened, but they were using secret, what's called monitors that you cannot disclose.
Yeah.
That's how the government would know that, but they knew it imploded before everybody else.
Yeah. Because we don't want other countries to know the
No,
extent to which our
we can check stuff and how far
yeah.
out. Titanic is in international waters. We knew what happened there before anybody else did. They eventually came out and said they determined it, but they
So they were
don't.
really-
They don't give you the specs of what they did,
Okay.
how fast they did it. But it becomes quite evident that I mean,
It's something we don't understand because it's not
yeah, we
technical
don't.
about.
Yeah, we don't know how far that thing reaches out. We don't know how good the detection is, but we do know it can reach out to at least the Titanic and be able to tell when a submersible implodes. Granted, that makes a loud noise when it implodes.
Yeah, but still, like,
Yeah, I know.
wow.
Look,
It's
this.
like creepy and scary almost when you think about like what it is that our country knows how to do, and there's people in our country who know how to do that. They just go home and live like normal lives under like
Yeah.
an NDA contract.
Yep. Oh, I actually mentioned more about like the entire secrets getting out thing because there's a very good quote in here that I have, and I'll probably say it at the end.
Okay, I'm sorry I keep cutting you off.
No, it's all good. The base has also been used for testing on foreign craft. And also, as I was saying before, the actual history of Area 51 is very interesting before we even get into the conspiracy shit. And I'm giving a condensed version of all of this.
Yeah, so go check out information on Area 51 if you want to know a more detailed version. We can
Yeah,
only do so much for a podcast.
I know. We're getting pretty far already into this episode. I haven't even gone to the aliens.
Aliens.
So, as I said, the base was also used for testing on foreign craft. You may be thinking alien, and maybe, but the base has foreign aircraft to test, such as the MiG. They got the MiG-21, a Soviet fighter jet, in the 60s. And from the base, they have been able to test it against the American F-4 at the time. So we get enemy aircraft and take them here covertly to test them.
How did we get a hold of it? Do we know?
So the MiG-21, I believe, came from Iraq. I think a defector from Iraq gave them to Israel, and Israel gave it to us. The testing for these, and I'm serious when I mention this, guess what the name of the operation was called to test the F-4 against the MiG-21?
MiG 4X F-21.
Have donut.
I would have never gotten that. I love that.
Yeah,
Who gets to name these? Like,
I
they
don't
must
know.
have been hungry that morning.
they would later acquire MiG-17s as well and conduct tests on these. And this was given whenever, and this one's a bit iffy on how it was gone, but a Israeli speaking Arabic was able to get a Syrian pilot to land in Israel, and they confiscated the plane from him. Whether the guy was actually trying to defect or he was just confused and they were able to lure him over while he was lost, who knows? Those are not public details. But this test was called Have Drill. Have donut, have drill.
I wonder why they start them with have.
I don't know. But they would
Wait,
also...
hold on. Have drill?
Yeah.
Have donut. That's both HD.
I think there's other things that break that, but I don't know.
Donut's
I'm trying to condense all of this because there's too much information, so there's probably more information on actually answering this.
I'll probably have an episode next week that's a two-parter because I can't condense information.
Yeah.
With who I am as a person.
They would also recreate Soviet tracking and missile control radar systems and would have actually eventually acquire actual equipment as well. They would be able to test that here. And since then, there's been nothing officially that has been unveiled or unverified. Unveiled or unclassified, and still very secretive. In 2017, there was a fatal crash of an aircraft at Area 51. Lieutenant Colonel Eric Doc Scholes crashed and died. In 2022, reports that could not be confirmed, but said officially that the crash was with a Sukhoi Su-27, a Russian fighter jet. The Su-27 is still used by the Russian military. Okay. But it's believed that they had gotten an Su-27, and that's what they were testing whenever the pilot crashed and died, was in one of these aircraft. But the U.S. government needs to understand how the enemy craft works, either in case we get invaded, we fight, or say Ukraine is fighting these aircraft right now. We need to know the capability of said aircraft. Because we can parade these aircraft at events and whatnot. We don't know the actual capabilities. A lot of countries don't know the actual capabilities of the our current fighters, except for the fact that there are idiots out there on War Thunder forums. War Thunder is a game, a war simulation game. And a lot of people who actually are like veterans or in service like to play this game. So they will play like with fighter jets they're familiar with. If the game's inaccurate, they will argue on the fucking forums, and to prove their point, they will share classified documents on how these aircraft work. This is an actual problem that does happen, and I shit you not that happens. Like they're like, I am right because look at this classified document on this is why this aircraft does this. I shouldn't be sharing this, but I'm proving my point.
I absolutely love and hate the internet at the same time. That's one of the reasons I love it, because people are so stupid. Listen, everybody, they tell you this since like the moment you get your first freaking like phone or access to the internet of any kind, okay? If you put it on the internet, it's never going to be able to be completely erased. Don't give out classified fucking information. Do not enter group chats and then put journalists into those same group chats. Don't fucking do it. Don't be fucking fighter jet pilots who go and they share all classified documents because you're mad that a game's fucking wrong. Okay? NHL 26 probably has a little bit of things that might be different than actual NHL. It's a fucking video game.
Now, some of these also are like
Minecraft, man.
Yeah. Back on what I was saying, some of these are like not as classified, but like they're operating manuals of craft, which shouldn't be like just like regularly given out. But it was revealed that a gamer identifying as a Challenger 2 commander, that's a Chinese tank, posted a classified document online in order to improve the accuracy of the in-game design of the tank in the video game War Thunder.
Oh my god.
And that was like an actual like classified Chinese documents that were put on to, I believe the Challenger 2 is a Chinese one, but they put it on there to improve the accuracy of the tank in-game.
I'll never understand people.
Well, these people might know that maybe a war might happen in their lifetime, so we gotta play War Thunder, and damn, it gotta be like my real life in case I wasn't one.
We don't need more war.
That's just... I don't know. But back on where we were, now on the ownership of the base, it started out as a CIA military base initially. However, in 1977, under Project Score Event, Area 51 started getting improvements, funded by the United States Air Force. By 1979, the jurisdiction was then transferred to the United States Air Force from the CIA.
Okay.
The base has expanded since then, and it is safe to assume many advanced aircraft and other technology is still being both tested and developed there. We can even see that There's still confirmed testing as of 2017 with the crash. There's probably been more since. Not crashes, but training. The base still operates today under the jurisdiction of the United States Air Force, with the staffing being flown in from Vegas. Much of what I just said is relatively recent information. It wasn't until 1998 that the United States Air Force officially recognized the base, and 2013 was the first time the CIA recognized the base, and the U-2 and Oxcart files were released by the CIA. So that was in 2013, the first concrete information we got on the base. 1998 is when the Air Force recognized it.
And then it wasn't officially a base, though, until 2013?
2013 when the CIA said anything that they did, that they recognized that they were there. Okay. So much of what we have said has been released only within the last 12 years. Area 51's operations have been very well kept secrets. Lawsuit and other incidents is my next topic on this, because surprisingly there's actually been some security incidents and a lawsuit regarding Area 51.
Well, there was that time that a bunch of people tried to Naruto run to it.
That is not at all what I'm talking about in this too.
For security?
That's a whole different thing. I'm going to talk about that in pop culture at the end.
Okay.
So, on lawsuits, it is one that matters to this day, actually. In 1994, 5 unnamed civilian contractors and 2 widows of Walter Kazda and Robert Frost sued the United States Air Force for being exposed to toxic chemicals in violation to EPA regulations, with the two who had died through autopsy was found that they died from chemical exposure, most likely related to the base.
Wow.
So these were most likely in violation to EPA regulations and laws. The government sought to dismiss it on national security, but that was not accepted by the judge. In response, President Bill Clinton issued a presidential determination that exempted the Air Force operating out of Groom Lake from environmental disclosure laws. What? So, therefore, they are exempt from environmental disclosure laws, so no evidence can be given for the court case. Therefore, it got dismissed.
Bill Clinton said that?
Yeah, because national security, because then the idea is that it opened doors to other documents getting released.
Okay.
And you think that's really bad, Bill Clinton did that. I think it was bad too, but guess what? Every president since, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and then Donald Trump again, every year have to re-sign this decree.
Do we think that... We think that Trump will sign it, right?
Oh, he signed it all 4 years of his first presidency. Biden signed it all 4 years of his. Obama signed it all 8 years of him. It, to this day, is signed every year.
Wow. It doesn't surprise me from the Republican presidents, but I'd have to say that, and I guess that...
It's the idea of national security at this base.
I guess that
seeing
Trump's
that we didn't even
politics.
Officially recognize the base until 1998.
Yeah,
because Bill Clinton put it at the United States Air Force operating out of Groom Lake. He didn't name the base.
Yeah.
So in 1998, the base was first recognized. In 2013, the CIA recognized it. They kept this base secret and didn't really want to tell people shit about it, and that included keeping it safe in lawsuits.
I mean, that, makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense. And it really sucks for those families.
Yeah. On security incidents, there are actually 2. NASA was doing satellite imagery on Earth from Skylab in 1973, and they were given only one location in the entire world not to take pictures of. Area 51, the only place they were not allowed to take pictures of. You know what they did?
Took pictures anyway.
They accidentally took pictures of Area 51. They were internal memos that had redacted information that alluded to that Area 51's place, and the CIA quietly classified those pictures. Granted, that is not a big deal anymore because you can easily find imagery online thanks to Russian sources selling it, and they're not bound by U.S. laws.
If you look up Area 51 on the map,
you can see this. I don't know if it shows up on Google Earth or anything. I don't think it does still, but anything it will show you just Russian satellite.
It's right there.
But zoom in. Can you get detailed pictures? No. I mean satellite pictures.
Wait, hold on.
What? Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a picture of a barn, and there's just a very, very tall
Alien statue.
Alien statue made of metal.
But I don't know if you can get satellite from Google Images yet of that. You might be able to. Okay, yeah, you can now. But I think they got more lax on it after the Russians just started selling it. The second security incident was in 2019. On January 28th, 2019, an unidentified man attempted to enter the base. He drove through the checkpoint that is by Mercury, Nevada. This resulted in an 8-mile car chase. It ended with the man exiting the vehicle and he was holding a cylindrical object and was shot by security forces and killed. Who he was, what he was holding, and why he was there are still unknown.
Yeah, there's Rachel.
Yeah. But did you just hear what I said?
Yeah.
So the guy who tried to enter in, we still don't know who was shot and killed.
That's crazy.
6 years later.
His family does.
Yep. Now, are you ready to get into the aliens and other conspiracies that surround Area 51?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it only took us, I think, like 30 minutes now after editing to probably get this far to get to the aliens. So if you're still with us, thank you. If you thought that last information was interesting, just let us know. But if you're here for the alien stuff, here it comes. For decades, questions about what is in the secretive Area 51 have kept circulating around, whether it be in chat rooms online, conspiracy groups, television shows, whatnot. It is always there. The idea of alien beings being there that didn't come out of nowhere.
Didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Was this during Project Blue Book that it started?
The Project Blue Book, I believe, was done by now when the big theory started coming. Weird things had been seen for some time, specifically UFOs, mostly.
I was going to say,
actually, almost entirely.
Originally built.
Yeah.
Was Project Blue Book a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And people were probably reporting the Project Blue Book about this because, as I mentioned earlier, it's a fact that people were seeing the U-2 spy plane, the A-12, and the SR-71 and other classified craft that were flying over them at unimaginable heights.
Yeah.
So, UFO tales had been there since the beginning. And people thought they were flying saucers.
Fair.
So, this kept speculation going until one man came forward. One man flipped the script and changed everything.
And who was this one man?
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Early
Who is
Slim Rob.
Yep, he is still alive to this day. He first came out anonymously in a television interview with George Knapp, which can be found in a 2018 documentary that was used as a source for this episode. He went by Dennis at the time, but eventually came out that he was Bob Lazar. Lazar claimed that he had been working at Area 51 in Hangar S4 as a physicist. He was a contractor with EG&G, right? Was it EG&G or EC&G?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, sorry. It's EG&G. I have it written wrong in my notes. It's EC&G. So as EG&G, a defense contractor that worked on the site, and that's a fact, this is a company that is confirmed to have worked with Lockheed Martin on developing stealth technology like the F-117 Have Blue. So, ready to go into his claims, which, are you familiar with any of them?
I mean, I'm familiar with the very basics. I was in the room while you watched the documentary, but I was watching something else on my iPad, but I'm assuming the basics are, hey, like we're trying to recreate?
Reverse engineer.
Reverse engineer, that's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
Alien aircraft that is located in Area 51.
So in his interview, he claimed that the government had 9 alien crafts in their possession at Area 51. He claimed he was working on reverse engineering the propulsion of the crafts. He claimed that they were powered by antimatter drives and used a stabilized isotope of element 115, which at the time did not exist. Element 115 has actually been synthesized in 2003. It is called moscovium. A stable isotope has not been made yet, though. It is very radioactive and would decay in a few hundred milliseconds.
Is that on the periodic table?
Now it is. As of 2015, it's on the periodic table. Lazar claimed he held a master's degree from Caltech and MIT. When these claims were investigated, no evidence of them could be found. Lazar claimed that the government had wiped his records clean to cover their trails. If true, this is the exact case they'd hoped to avoid, is something like this, by wiping somebody's records.
Yeah, I mean, that is convenient.
Yep. He claimed to have worked for Los Alamos National Laboratory. Laboratory. Some people like to say laboratory.
Isn't that the British way of saying it?
Yeah, sometimes accents sounded out like that in my mind.
That's fair.
But when asked if he ever worked there, they said he didn't. However, in a directory of who worked there, he was listed in 1985 that he had worked there at that time. And in a news interview at some point while he worked there, he was interviewed locally and claimed he worked there. This is in 1982, I think.
So is it another, they're trying to cover up?
Well, it really pokes holes in the government's story then.
True. That's if we, 100% believe this dude.
Yeah. This throws an interesting wrench into the claims of the government and the laboratory, saying that he never worked there. They have no record of him, yet he is in a directory having worked there.
Never remember this name of someone with the last name Lazar.
Yeah. He was also Lazar disclosed on his first day he was given a document to brief him on what he would be working on at Area 51. The first paragraph had the word extraterrestrial in it. He thought it was the first of in a test, to test that they were competent and they weren't crazy people. But he soon came to find out it wasn't a test. He was also informed that the craft that he was working on was from the Zeta Reticuli star system, the same one that Betty claimed aliens had abducted her were from. I'm talking about the Betty and Barney Hill abduction, which we haven't covered yet. If you want to find some good coverage on it, National Park After Dark has an episode on it, and so does Grimly.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
that's interesting that there's a connection between those.
However, the claim that he mentioned about this only came out, I think, 2018. About the Zeta Reticuli system.
He came out with it in 2018? There's no record.
He never said it prior, until 2018 is the first time.
Okay, never mind then.
So yeah, he saw photos of the body of one of the aliens. It had a stub where the right arm should be, a leg coming from what he believed to be a hip bone, and no picture of the head. So just picture the parts of the body.
So, dead alien?
Yeah.
Oh.
When they entered and exited the base, Lazar was said that they had their hands scanned, which was actually scanning the bones of the hands. In the documentary, they actually finally showed him a picture of one that they believe was either its design was used in now modern day stuff, and he was like, wow, it's crazy seeing one of these again, and yada yada. Again, on the crafts Lazar worked on, he called the one he worked on a sports model. He described it as similar to flying saucers often described, and inverted soup bowl. I say inverted bowl, but everyone says soup bowl. So this.
I was gonna say, aren't soup bowls
wider?
Taller?
No, I don't think so. Are soup bowls wider, I thought?
Aren't they shallower but wider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said taller.
No, I said wider.
We'll check the record later, but I think
you said aren't they wider?
No, I think he said taller. But yeah, so inverted soup bowl, a small inverted soup bowl on top of a larger inverted soup bowl. Double soup bowled up.
On a Tuesday.
Okay. Which is probably coming out on because we had some issues.
Fair.
So, back where I was on the sports model, double soup bowled up. It was 50 feet in diameter and 20 feet tall. When looking around the craft, there were no panels or weld lines on it outside of anywhere, so it would look like one perfectly formed item. Inside, there were no apparent light dial switches, control panels, but there were 3 unusually small seats. Smaller than, what you'd expect.
Okay, so what we're saying...
And there's a model of this out. Yeah. They're smaller than us, and that's what they always say in everything, that the aliens are smaller than us. 3 to 4 feet tall.
Okay.
So, after he got to look at the craft in person, he got to see it operate outside. They took it outside, and he heard a loud hiss, followed by a blue light emanating from below it, and it wobbled as it levitated up to 30 to 40 feet and then came back down. Lazar was told he had to get it working so they could develop them for ourselves.
How'd they figure out how to turn it on in the first
No
place
idea.
if there was no switches?
I have no idea. Maybe our boy Glipclop let them see before he died.
Maybe it's like fingerprint, alien print.
R.I.P. Glipclop if he
Alien
exists.
digital print.
That's why that one had that stub of his hand. They cut off the hand to use. God, that'd be very
Honestly,
fucking morbid.
That would be really morbid, but that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
You're not wrong.
Wow, we just cracked the code.
Yeah, we definitely cracked it after all these years.
I'm sure no one else in the entire world has ever thought of that.
So he claimed in an interview that he may have seen an alien initially, seeing two men in lab coats talking to something smaller with long arms. But in the most recent documentary he did, the one from 2018, he backtracks on it and says he doesn't think there was actually, the more he thinks about it, wasn't probably an actual alien, but those two scientists in the lab coats were looking at with that small thing with long arms, probably a recreation of one, like a doll, like a model, so they could try and understand who the occupants of the craft were. Because doing measurements to help the study would probably be good. He claimed he never saw any aliens and never heard of living ones, but mentions of them were happening around the base. They were referred to as the kids.
Aww.
Lazar worked on this for some time, but he wasn't a huge fan of the secrecy and what people weren't being told. He had all of his calls tapped and was followed regularly when he wasn't at the base. That's what brought him to the interview we mentioned earlier. He was able to reach out to an investigative journalist, George Knapp, from KLS TV, Eyewitness News in Las Vegas. Lazar would do a series of interviews with Knapp on the topic, and Lazar would even take polygraph tests. Knapp reported that the test ended up being inconclusive. Experts were split. Some said he passed, others said he was showing some deceit. Now, polygraphs are not always the best science.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, that's why we don't use them for criminal purposes.
Yeah. But so, mixed results. Now, here's one of the most important parts of the Lazar saga, in my opinion. One of Cap's co-anchors questioned on how something like this could be kept secret. And I'm going to quote Knapp, who was then basically saying something that Lazar told him that Lazar's superiors told him. So, a lot of telephone here. Somebody said, but Knapp's exact quote is, "They say it's the easiest secret in the world to keep. It's leaked out so many times before, and no one believes it."
I mean...
You don't have to keep as much secret when you know whenever somebody blabs about this, they aren't going to be believed.
That's fair.
Yeah, I found that as a very, very, interesting quote and powerful. I like that quote.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that can be translated to a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. So, in the years since, much has been debated about Lazar. He has, in the past decade, been trying to move away from the UFOs. He's reluctant to be part of the documentary we talked about. And during the filming, his company, United Nuclear Scientific Equipment and Supplies, was actually raided by the FBI when he decided to do the documentary.
Wow.
I have not found anything to talk about why it was raided. I might not just done enough research.
Did they have anything found?
I have no idea. I didn't look too much into this. I found this actually at the end of my research.
Oh.
Additionally, nuclear physicist and ufologist Stanton Friedman, who I'm surprised we haven't brought up before, he's a big ufologist and nuclear physicist, had looked into Lazar's past and found that he went to Pierce Junior College, so he did find records of that. Whether that's fabricated or not, that's up for debate according to Lazar's claims, but he's confused on why, if you can go to MIT but instead went there, then you probably didn't make it to MIT.
Yeah.
Christopher Mellum, I don't know where I got those letters from. I think I was just looking at their lines, but Christopher Mellum, the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence, tracked down someone who knew who Lazar was at Los Alamos National Laboratory and that he checked radiation badges of people going in and out. That's what he said Lazar did. Now, it couldn't be confirmed that this person actually worked and knew who Lazar was, but that's what the person said. They said they could confirm that Lazar was there, but just not doing what Lazar claimed, which obviously now we have three scenarios. The National Laboratory that says he never worked there. This guy who said, yeah, he worked there, but he just checked badges. And Lazar who said he did work there as a physicist.
Okay.
Kind of tough then.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Ben Hansen, who is a TV host and UFO researcher and former federal agent, has been conflicted on Lazar. The story is so wild, yet all of his body language shows that he seems to be telling the truth or an incredibly good liar.
I mean, it could be either.
Yeah.
Like, as someone, who had to study body language for my job, it's really difficult sometimes to determine when people are lying based on body language alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why polygraphs work the majority
Sometimes
of the time.
Yeah, but they don't always work.
They don't always work, but a lot of the time it's because people can't control bodily function compared to, like, body language.
Yeah. So apparently there were even I should have put this earlier. My bad for putting this late. One fun fact I found was Lazar mentioned that around the base there were posters that said "They're here" with pictures of levitating crafts on them.
Around the base?
Yeah.
Okay, who would be stupid enough to do that?
Who's the fuck's on show? That's like the only base people get to make fun of it. So that's all I have for Bob Lazar. He is the main source of almost all leaked Area 51 information on aliens.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, nothing outside of his stuff is good. Like,
I know, but I just don't. If there's not a lot of information that's able to corroborate his accounts, like, who's to say that any of it is true?
Yep.
Especially because the government ain't going to tell you it's true.
Well, it's like how when I talked about Dolce Base, it almost all came from Phil Schneider.
Yeah, which, like, I want to believe.
Yeah, I don't want to leave Dolce Base. Dolce Base is 10 times worse than anything.
Well, yeah, but, like, Area 51, man, that'd be dope as shit.
Yeah. And that's why when I actually looked into this, I'm like, damn, all the claims are basically from Lazar, and there isn't much from other people.
Yikes.
So, like,
a lot of don't want the attention to come out.
Yeah, that too. Also, Area 51 is just like, it's a lot of speculation in here, and I wanted to use, like, hard facts.
Yeah.
Or hard, like, accusations. So, there are two more alleged whistleblowers I want to go over. The first was a 71-year-old mechanical engineer, unnamed, who used to work at the base. He went on the documentary Dreamland by Bruce Burgess. I only learned about this documentary late and didn't need to watch the second one, quite frankly. I might watch it later and then determine if I need to talk about it. Of course, there's two of my good informations only on documentaries.
Yeah.
I don't have all the fucking time in the world to read a book, read websites, and watch two documentaries. I'm sorry.
That's the issue I'm having with my current episode, too.
Yeah. The man claimed he worked on creating a flying disc simulator to train pilots. This was all based on a craft they had recovered. He did claim that he did work with an extraterrestrial who had a cool-ass name. This was what I was referencing earlier. No, he had a cool-ass name.
A cool-ass name. I was like, damn, these people got formality?
J-Rod.
No fucking way.
J,
like
comma,
J or just
no,
J?
J, comma, Rod.
Oh, not dash.
Sorry, dash. I don't know what the fuck I said, comma. J dash Rod. J-Rod.
J-dash Rod.
J-dash Rod. But J-Rod is our boy. He's the alien there.
Is it a baseball player with that nickname?
I have no idea, but J-Rod was a telepathic translator. My boy J-Rod spoke through telepathy.
Is that a translator then, or is that just the way that he spoke?
I guess he was able to telepathically or maybe even talk with words to our unnamed whistleblower, and then telepathically communicate with the other aliens.
Oh, so okay.
That might be why, but
so the other aliens.
It might go into detail into the documentary Dreamland, which can be found on YouTube. I might need to watch it, but
like the other aliens gave him information via telepathy, and then he could share that information with our unknown whistleblower.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
Except he probably wasn't in a wheelchair. Or, well, he probably was bald.
Well, yeah, could have been.
I don't see any gray aliens with hair. He's probably gray.
I've never seen any
Well,
aliens with it. The only one would be
I've seen some pictures, but normally
the
not.
the girl alien from Futurama. Doesn't she have hair?
Leela?
No, no, no. The green alien octopus looking things that don't have to come to Earth with the space helmets.
Futurama?
Yeah.
Huh?
Let me look it up. You keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
Alright. The last whistleblower is Dan Burish, I think that's how you say it, which is a pseudonym used for Dan Crane. So I believe Dan Crane's the actual name. He came out in 2004 with this claim that he was cloning alien viruses at Area 51 with the help of none other than J-Rod. So J-Rod is mentioned twice in here. So first we got 71-year-old mechanical engineer, and then our buddy Dan is also working with J-Rod. J-Rod just keeps coming back. Like Lazar, Dan's credentials were checked, and it was found out that in 1989 he was a parole officer in Las Vegas and working on a PhD at State University of New York. He claims much of the same things as Lazar. You almost find your thing? I don't know what you're talking about. You might be just misremembering something.
Nope, it's The Simpsons. I was wrong on my...
Who are you talking about now on Simpsons? Kang and Kodos, they don't have hair.
I know, but isn't there a girl one at one point?
I don't know. Maybe one of the later things. Are you ready to move on, or you're already looking at pictures of Kang and Kodos?
You're good.
Alright, so overall, what's seen at Area 51 is mostly UFOs and strange lights in the air, which can be typically attributed to unknown aircraft, but that is what the main thing people are said to see. She just showed me a picture from a later episode. There are some of the Kang and Kodos species with hair. But back to what I was saying, a lot of Area 51 revolves around actual whistleblower testimony and strange craft being seen. People will take others out to lookouts around the base on mountains, which not many exist still because the base keeps expanding and taking more land. And by the time you get up there, you're very far out from the base, but people will go out there to look for UFOs. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, that would be where you do it.
Yeah, so that's really what Area 51 sightings are confined to, is strange lights in the sky. And strange
it wouldn't
craft
be
in the
the
sky.
first time that we have heard about alien sightings that are just strange lights in the sky.
Yeah. So that's really what's going on at Area 51. Some claim that this is where they developed alien technology to current day technology. The claim goes that all the technology we use today, whether it's lasers, phones, Wi-Fi, microchips, all came from alien craft that was reverse engineered at Area 51. Some of this talks about the day after Roswell it's mentioned. I don't know if Area 51's mentioned, but day after Roswell mentioned. There's a lot of this reverse engineering crap. Sorry, not crap, craziness in my opinion, because I think the day after Roswell is a bunch of baloney.
Yeah.
But that's the idea behind it. I'll be honest, besides actually discussing this stuff and what we think it might be, that is the gist of what is claimed to happen at Area 51.
There's reportedly a documentary called Trainwreck Storm Area 51 on Netflix.
Oh, we have to watch that.
I was looking up, there was a documentary that my biological father... There was a documentary that my biological father watched at some point, and for some reason, the only thing I can remember is that this dude was, spilling secrets on aliens.
There's various people that claim to do that.
But then, in the middle, it was, home tapes. But I don't remember what it... And so when I was looking at it, that's when it's on Netflix, apparently.
Okay.
As of July 29th, 2025.
So that just came out.
I don't know if it just came out, but Time Magazine just did an article on it.
Probably just came out. So that's why I didn't check that out. We might have to do a separate episode on Storm Area 51 and talk about it.
That would be so cool. We should definitely do that. Do you think there's Reddit where we could combine Reddit stories with Storm Area 51?
All right.
Hilarious.
So let's go into some of like the, well, actually, first before we get into thoughts, I'm going to mention a few other things that people will claim. People claim that Area 51 is part of the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases, and connected potentially to Dulce, Cheyenne Mountain, Denver International Airport. We keep on coming to the DUMBs, like my wife is a deep underground military base. Yeah, those keep coming up. Aliens are living down there. That's where we keep our aliens we capture. That's where we keep alien craft, alien technology, reverse engineering, cloning alien viruses like the one guy claimed. That's really the gist of everything. There is never a good concrete thing. And even today, much of Area 51 is still secretive. Like the actual stuff that happens, not conspiracy wise or not. There really isn't much else to talk about Alien besides what our thoughts are and want some explanation. So I'm going to go over some of the potential explanation for these. On Bob Lazar's claims, we have two possible explanations. He's telling the truth, or he's lying. Or thirdly, he is managed disinformation. Because it has been found that the CIA kind of was okay with these alien theories going on.
Because is it kind of like
the disinformation against the Soviets.
Okay.
So some of this, if they thought it was UFOs, like for example the U-2 spy plane, people just called it a UFO rather than the military being like, "That's one of our secret aircrafts." They're like, the Soviets won't take us serious if we say it's a UFO. So like the CIA was like, if somebody reported a U-2 spy plane as a strange UFO, they would want to go with the fact that it was a UFO or alien, so that when Soviets looked at it, they're like, oh, just dumb American stuff.
Yeah, and I guess too, like it makes sense to do that because it's kind of a hidden in plain sight kind of thing.
Yeah, so that's why Bob Lazar is one of three things.
Yeah.
Either deliberate disinformation, telling the truth, or telling a lie for all of it. And that's the same case for the other two whistleblowers. All three are the same thing. And then our other possible explanations for a lot of the UFOs, these top secret aircraft is a very good explanation for a lot of these. Mm-hmm. Is it for all of them? Who knows? Is some of them actually reverse engineered alien craft? We might not know. But I've plainly shown what we could be looking at for all of these. Mm-hmm. And then, as of the rest of the stuff, can't be confirmed, really.
Can't be denied, though.
No, they can deny it all they want, but we can't
confirm nor deny.
Yeah. But that's really the gist of the possible explanations for everything there. Wow. What are you thinking it is?
What am I thinking it is? Why am I clearly going to go with the idea that it's an alien base?
It's an alien base with aliens, or we're
it's a base with aliens where
living aliens, we're working with them, or we're just capturing them.
I want to believe that we're working with them and they're willing participants and that we wouldn't just capture aliens and either kill them or force them into labor. But I don't know that I believe the United States is capable of getting someone to work with them in a nice way. So it could. Either way, I do think that somehow, some type of way, whether it's ethical or not, we are working with them.
All right. For my thoughts on it, I don't know. I'm in the middle of the road. I think it's possible that that's where I do think extraterrestrial craft has visited here and probably has crashed here. I think there's a good chance that stuff has been taken there, like the Kecksburg craft or whatever happened in Roswell. But Roswell very much could have really been Project Mogul. But Kecksburg, I believe something happened.
I just believe,
I do think this might be where they took it. But granted, I don't know what to believe because we know the stuff that has been declassified there was highly sensitive information that took 50 years to declassify it.
Yeah.
Over 50 years to declassify what it was.
That's crazy.
That's where it gets difficult because that's how secretive the items being worked there are. It's our top of the secret stuff.
Can you imagine what's going to be declassified in 50 years from now?
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
So those are really the ideas. So that's where you stand. That's where I stand on it. But let's get into some pop culture of Area 51 because we've kind of gone over just about everything. And we're probably, I think, a little over an hour right now. So pop culture-wise, Area 51 has been in various things. Mm-hmm. It's been referenced. It's been shown. The local highway in the area in the 90s was renamed as Extraterrestrial Highway.
I love that.
It has been featured, I believe, in Futurama in the time traveling episode with Roswell. I believe after the Roswell crash, they took the parts of Bender and Zoidberg back to Area 51. It has actually been featured in Call of Duty Zombies, originally all the way back to when it was Nazi zombies.
Oh.
That's what it used to be a while back for all you youngins that are just getting the Call of Duty Zombies. But the big thing in COD Zombies is they're powered by Element 115, which is a play on the Area 51 stuff. And in Black Ops, there is the map Moon. And on the map Moon, you have to teleport up to the moon. You know where the teleporter is? Groom Lake. So you start in Groom Lake.
I think these are like hidden things that might actually be real. I'm just kidding, but you know.
So those are two really good examples. Area 51 is referenced in the movie Paul. It's really in so many things. Like
it's definitely a pop culture thing. Yeah. Like if you say Area 51, everyone knows what you're talking about.
I mean, do you know the movie Independence Day? That's where they keep the aliens that crashed in their bodies.
Well, isn't even
that's where they make their last stand.
Isn't Carbondale considered Area 51? It's like Area 51
for their firefighters, I believe.
Yeah, because
yeah. But Area 51 is in various pieces of media. It would take me too long to go over literally everything or remember everything. I just know it's in various things. The base is modeled off of various, like in various games and movies and whatnot. Area 51 is it's the basis for things. It's for a top secret base. Even an interesting thing is in 2009, there's a children's movie that I'm remembering called Planet 51, where the human is the alien to go to the planet, but saying Planet 51 and play on Area 51, which I find so just funny, like the name wise.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the most pop culture thing there. Besides, in 2019, the very famous Storm Area 51. It was in Facebook event called Storm Area 51. They can't stop us all.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was, let's get all the people we can in the world to get to Area 51, and we're all just charge at it all together at once. They can't stop us all.
Listen, as someone who cannot run very fast, they're going to pretty easily stop me.
The event had, in quotes, if we Naruto run, we can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens.
I cannot fucking believe that a grown-ass adult had the audacity to say that online as if it was fucking real.
I believe the FBI visited him on this.
Good, because the FBI needs to know the stupidest people on the planet. That's one of them. As if your fucking ass can Naruto run?
Yeah, in July 2019, more than 2 million people responded to the joke proposal and said that they would be going.
Wow. I remember, this was like fucking crazy.
I believe there's like another 1.5 million that marked that they were interested on going.
This was, you said 2021?
2019.
Or 2019. What was going on at the time that this like became a thing? Like I feel like didn't something come out?
No, I think just one random ass guy just wanted to do it.
I feel like it was like a movement for something. I don't remember.
So the media attention and the memes for this were insane. You had to be there at the time. I remember somebody was like making a diagram meme. It's like, so the Fortnite gamers will come in from above on the battle bus. While the new anime fans will Naruto run on the front lines, avoiding all the bullets. The Minecraft gamers are going to be digging underneath the base to get into the caves and get to the aliens and get us a clean path there, while the COD gamers will be laying suppressive fire for us to get through. Mm-hmm. It was just brain rot. Pure brain rot.
It was an anime enthusiast.
So people did end up eventually doing like events there. There's Alien Stock 2019. There was another like alien festival. Those are things that it's just too much for me to go into. I'm going to be honest. However, the military, the government highly stress that people do not go here because this is a facility still within the Nevada test and training range. Therefore, still active testing goes on there, whether it be the Area 51 aircraft testing or other live round testing in this whole entire area. Like, Area 51 is just one part of a larger complex of other military military areas there, part of the Nevada test and training range. Now, people did show up eventually with signs and whatnot, and there's a sign I'm seeing that says, "Clap alien cheeks."
Oh, fuck off. Are you serious?
Yes, a lot of people want to clap them alien cheeks.
They're like 3 or 4 feet tall. That's the size of a fucking child.
Well, not they're Nordic aliens. Nordic aliens are just really hot blonde women or blonde guys that are hot. Maybe they have some Nordics there. That is a group of aliens that people talk about. The Nordics, which we haven't gone through.
By Bob Lazar, that is not what they look like.
Yeah, but hey, to each their own. If I want to clap alien cheeks, I want to clap alien cheeks. I'm not in that boat. No, I'm not trying to clap some alien cheeks, but some guys do want to clap some.
We were going to have a chat if that was the case.
I'm not trying to clap some cheeks. So, the event happened and passed. I believe it was good for the economy of Rachel, Nevada.
Probably.
Now, the town of Rachel, Nevada itself has a lot of alien-themed things at it. There's the Little Alien, which is, alien and then inn, because it only has 13 rooms, all booked out for this event. And various other places, like they sell merch for Area 51, sell merch for the festival. Yeah, except for... No, I don't think they have a McDonald's. There's 48 people there now.
That's 48 people who could eat McDonald's.
Yeah, but not many people.
That's definitely not a lot of people. Definitely not a lot of people.
Yeah. So that's probably about as comprehensive as I'm going to get today on the Area 51 story. It's a bit more condensed than what I thought it was going to be. I realized a lot of it was speculation. But, a lot of it banks off of Bob Lazar, really. And when you tell his story, you're kind of left with, is he lying or not? And that's where the real crux of this is. Is Bob Lazar telling the truth or not? Yeah. And that's for you to decide, listener. And, you can let us know in the comments. There will be a poll on this episode on whether or not you believe aliens are being kept at Area 51. I have been putting polls in some of our episodes on Spotify, so you guys can actually answer that. What your thoughts are. I see, and it will close after 2 weeks of the episode being aired.
I looked up what I thought was like the premise of this movie, and it actually turns out that on r/what's the movie called on Reddit, someone wrote about it, and it's exactly what I thought it was. It's basically like an original Blair Witch Project, like made for TV movie, where it's like at home camcorded tapes of a family that's like got shit to do with aliens. There's 2 different ones that it could potentially be. I don't remember this. I just remember the theme of it. Either the McPherson tape. Yeah, the McPherson tape or Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County. They are apparently made by the same filmmaker and are basically the same movie, but the second one is just made better. But it's like at-home tapes. Apparently it's like pretty scary. It's not like based on a true...
Oh my god, I remember the McPherson tape. That terrified me for years. Why'd you have to bring back that core fucking memories? I was terrified of that.
I never watched it. I will never watch it. But I just remember that my biological father, saying shit about it when he watched it.
I thought it was real for so long. Oh my god, I hate you for bringing that back up.
Are you looking up a picture? Is it scary looking?
I don't know if it's scary looking now, but it scares me now remembering how I thought of it.
Okay, then I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see pictures.
Okay.
So anyway.
Oh, fuck. So, let's do our out of 10 scale here now.
Alright, hit me with it.
So, I'm trying to think. How many... What's a funny thing we laughed at today? How many homies? Is that a good one?
Sure.
Or Rachelers?
Either one.
Fuck. Man, you really put me up. How many homies out of 10 do you rate Area 51?
10 being most believable,
Yeah.
1 being none. 8.
We'll go 7 homies out of 10.
Okay, so we're pretty,
8.
pretty even.
You're 8 what out of 10?
Homies. I can't do it like you can.
Okay, good.
I tried.
I appreciate the effort. So you're at 8 homies out of 10. I'm at 7. That's a pretty good rating. Put this on the more believable scale, especially seeing that we know what they actually hide there. But I think that's about it then for today. Thank you guys for staying. This is, by the looks of it, from what I'm seeing here, about an hour, 20-minute long episode. So one of our longer ones. Appreciate if you're staying to right now.
It's also episode 51.
Yep, it's episode 51, Area 51. Really appreciate all the listens. We're almost at that 1 year mark. So that being said, I think it's time for me to wrap us up here.
Let's do it.
So if you're liking what you're listening to, go find us on our socials, our Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok that I'm hoping to, I keep on saying I'll release on it, but I keep on forgetting to. So keep on checking those out. And, if whatever you're listening on, go like, comment, review, subscribe, rate, follow. Every little bit helps and matters. Getting the more follows, hoping to get more of those 5 stars. If we get some more that actually have reviews on them, we might start reading them on here. Really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us lately.
Yeah, we love it, and I can't believe that we're nearly at a year at this point, a year of doing the podcast. That's pretty freaking awesome. So.
Episode 51 seems so far out there originally, but fuck, we're here.
I know.
We have alternate our episodes, so that marks I have done, I believe, 26 different episodes.
Yeah, no, next week will be my 26th.
Hot damn. Well,
hot diggity dog.
Thank you, listener, for coming back here, especially ones that come back every week. We really appreciate it. So I think that's time to sign us off here, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
And remember,
to look for
the unknown,
the unsolved,
and the unseen.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys. Look out for crafts around Area 51, and don't go to a raid there unless you're Naruto running and can dodge all them damn bullets. Bye.